Hello, I'm Justin, and welcome to MP First Impressions of Pagan Online, now out in early access on Steam. Now, Pagan Online looks to scratch that itch for all the fans of action RPGs, and I will say I was really excited for this because I do love the genre, but I am a little apprehensive when things are locked down to an always online experience. I've got my keyboard and mouse in hand, I dived headfirst in to see what Madhead Games ARPG had to offer, and I gotta say, I've come away with good feelings. While the game boasts 8 characters that you can select, only 3 were unlocked at the start, so I went ahead and went with the Berserker, and I was dropped into this huge battle with demons. And the action was fast and quick, but the first thing I noticed that was interesting for the controls was that you move with the WASD keys and utilize attacks with different presses of the mouse and keyboard, which I wasn't really familiar with, but sooner or later I came around and felt like it felt pretty natural. And the game immediately struck me as colorful and popped with a unique yet familiar style that I kind of felt reminiscent of, say, if Diablo and Torchlight were combined. That's what you'd get. It's visually pleasing with lots of action on screen, and it's satisfying to fight and see the carnage. So after the brief tutorial, players will actually find themselves dying and sent to the Pantheon. This is a place where characters are sort of reborn to serve a greater purpose, to rid the world of the demon menace. And this is the hub area that players can expect to come to craft gear, shop, and embark on further adventures. Now, speaking of the campaign here, there is plenty of content for players to embark on even in the early access, as the campaign consists of 5 acts with a ton of gear, crafting, and abilities to unlock as you progress. Now, the missions so far that I played felt fairly brief but fun, offering lots of loot, tons of stuff, and it just should please players of the genre. I was having a great time with it. While the game seems to stick to the staple of what makes the genre fun, I can't say I felt anything was extremely unique about the title, at least not with the time I spent. Especially the story early on seems to be typical of greater gods and demons and other forces of work at play in the world. But even if the story only turns out to be decent, the real commitment is the gameplay and the fun factor, which all reeks of being extremely satisfying. But I will say, for this genre, there is kind of currently a big catch with this early access release. There is no online co-op currently, as the devs are working on this to implement at a later date. And this could be a huge reason for players to wait, and I wouldn't put it against you whatsoever. Now, that said, my time with the game, while it was limited, left me with a very good impression. A game that, while it might not change the genre, will give plenty of fans a reason to dive in now or later, whenever they decide. With the promises to add more events, gear, and story as the game grows, I do look forward to seeing how the full release pans out. Now, Pagan Online is currently on sale via Steam for $29.99 in the early access field, but as they get more content in, the final price could go up, and I would expect it to do so. Anyway, that's all the impressions for Pagan Online now. Thanks for watching, and be sure to head over to MP First for more gaming content.
Both the gods and their